Hey baby boy. So I'm just making this video thinking about how good God has been to me, and I'm just saying my prayers for the night and just decided to start recording. I know it's been a minute. So today what I want to share with you, baby boy, is just learning how to be thankful for the things that God has given you. There was a time when your auntie Deanna and I were homeless because our apartment had we had apartment fire. We were put out by our apartments within days, and we just had no clue what we were going to do. We did get an offer from a teacher at Deanna's school to come and live at her house for a month, which totally thankful for. Was not expecting. Just beyond what anybody would do, I think would do. Just a great thing. But as I sit here and I say my prayers tonight, I just thank God for provision and a roof over my head and things like that. I just think back to that moment. It just brings me to tears because I didn't know what we were going to do. There were some nights when it seemed like it just never was going to pan out. We were doing everything we could, putting out money, trying to find somewhere to live. And as I sit here in this apartment, just a 2-bedroom apartment where me and your auntie Nana share a room, it just makes me so grateful just thinking about where I came from and where I'm at right now. I don't have any complaints. Like, I'm just so thankful to have this space, and Nana is able to go in the living room and have her own space, and your auntie Joycey is able to have her space. And just thinking about what we went through in those 2 months, because we were only able to stay at one location for a month, and then we found ourselves sleeping on an air mattress for a month in a 1-bedroom apartment with your auntie Mary. So just situations like that just really make you put everything in perspective when you do have something. So don't ever think that what you have is not enough, because it's always better than where God brought you from. And sometimes he will bring you to places that you weren't expecting to be, just to make you more thankful when you do rise above it and, rise to the challenge and stay faithful and believing that he's coming and he's going to take care of everything. Sometimes it was hard for your grandmother. I was praying every night, crying, because it just seemed like it just wasn't going to happen, and I just didn't know what was going to happen, and it felt like such a failure at times, and it just caused me to really focus my energies on the Bible and what God was trying to tell me and teach me in that time. And that's what I would just ask him, like, Lord, what are you trying to teach me? So whenever you find yourself down on your luck, just find out what he wants to teach you. I mean, there's so many things that I have learned from him. I'm just sitting here meditating tonight on just my whole ability now to stop and think before I speak. Or, I used to be such a blunt person, and I thought that it was such a good thing that, I wouldn't let people run over me, and, I'm just going to say what I want to say because, I felt like that was so important, whether it was wrong or right. I just felt like, what I have to say is important. So, I'm going to say it right now, and trying to get things done in that manner, it just doesn't work. You have to learn to humble yourself, listen for the Lord, listen for what he's trying to tell you before you go out and speak. I mean, I ask the Lord now in my situation, just how do I approach people, Lord? Like, I found something that's dishonest. How do I approach this person in love? How do I do that? I find myself in a situation where I have to approach people about their wrongdoing who betrayed me, and as a human, I'm just like, I'm angry, or I don't like that this happened, but I have to remember, don't approach people like they, don't allow the people that attack you to make you approach them in a way that is not out of love. God is all about love. So I'm just thankful that God he does these things. Like, he doesn't put the person in my path until he's completed my thought process and make me understand how I should approach the person and why, and just changes my whole heart when I ask him for that. So you have to ask him not to, to not make you spiteful, and ask him to let you not act out of anger. I trust you. Trust me. He answers. And I'm just sitting here right now thanking him, just, you know, on the answers to my prayers. Like, it's just amazing. And it's just amazing how you can grow as a person when you actually sit down and think about, you know, asking the Lord and just listening to him. Turn your ear toward heaven. That's my goal this year in 2018. And put your ear toward heaven. Ask the Lord and put your ear toward heaven to be open to hear what he has to say to you. And I just want you to know, love, that the Lord is real, and he's the only thing that's going to get you through everything. You're not going to get through anything without him. You're not going to do anything without him. Remember that I told you this. You can't do anything without God. He created you. He created the heavens, the earth. He created you. He knows every hair on your head. He knows everything about you. He knows everything about your life. He just wants you to come to him so that it can be the most successful life, and not successful in what you would think, like what the world thinks, money and houses and cars and power. None of that. It's nothing like that. Just successful so that you can make it to eternity with him. I love you. Good night.